Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Hope that you're all okay. How are you? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to everybody all over the world. So today I thought that I would come on. I've been trying to find my shadow book that I write my stuff in. I've put it somewhere really well hid and I can't remember where I put it. So I've got a pad here because I like to write down all of my bits that I'm going to do. So you're probably wondering what the title is, Witchy Bath Creations. So we all like to have baths and we like to have really nice things to make us smell nice, make us feel good. And being a witch is a really cool thing because we use lots of different herbs, different smells, different remedies and things. So I'm attempting for the first time to actually make some different bath salts for myself, and using different fragrances. As we go through the show and everything, I will explain everything to you guys. I am going to write it down as well, so it's like things that I can do if other people want it. The thing is when we're working with like different materials, with certain herbs and stuff, you have to be really careful. So I like to stay to the basics, like maybe like the rose petals and ones that have got like little flowery bits in it and leafy materials, things that are really good. So I'm going to be using a little bit of witch haze, and I'm going to be using a little bit of rose petal as well, and then I've got some beautiful yarrow as well. So I'm going to be using a little bit of all of that along with lots of different smells, different techniques and stuff like that. So once it starts to get a little bit more fuller and that, I will explain more. Hello Michelle, hello Pakja. I know that Sister Drew said she was going to be watching as well. She's another witch. So it's really good to be a witch, but the thing is obviously if we was making things for you to eat or things like that, that we have to have qualifications for that. But for like bath stuff, as long as you're just using your normal stuff like your rose petals and herbs that you know that are safe to put into things and to use in the bath, and then it's really good. And obviously if you're really educated on that and you really know a lot about it, then you'll know what stuff's okay and what isn't. I'm keeping to the basics because yes, I use herbs and stuff like that, but I have never really attempted to make bath stuff because I've always gone to Freya, which is Freya's cauldron. She's really good, but at the minute, like everybody else, money's a little bit tight. So I'm getting fed up because I've run out of my bath salts and stuff like that, and I'm just using normal salt. Now I really like having my bath with nice smells in it, relaxing things, because it really does help you to take the day on, and it also helps you at night to wind down from a really busy day as well. Hello Phonixis, how are you darling? So I'm going to be experimenting with different smells. We're going to have some, I'll cover the name, but a special bath salt that's already done. I'm going to use that. I'm going to put some Epsom salt in. I've got some normal salt as well. Well, sea salt. As I said, I've got some rose petals and some, what's this one? Witch hazel. And then I've got some yarrow. I've got a little bath bomb here that I'm going to be using as well with the scent. I've got some blue salt to put in. So obviously I'm going to be using different smells and textures as well. So I'm going to be making 3 different bath salts, and I'm going to be putting some into my tin one so I can put it in the bathroom, and then I've got ones to go back to later when I've run out. So we're going to be making 3 different sorts of salts, so different smells, using the rose petals, using the bits that I've showed you just now, but all just using different smells to it and seeing what it smells like. Even though I use a lot of herbal bits and stuff like that, still not completely educated on it in the way to be able to use in baths and stuff like that. I know little things, I know certain materials that are okay to use, and that's what I like to keep to as I'm learning more. So today we are going to be making bath salts. Now I've made like herbal things, and I've made things for ritual spells and things like that. I've put little bits of different smelling objects into salts when I've not had any, but I've never attempted to actually make proper bath salt remedies, so we're going to be doing that tonight. So you're going to see everything from beginning to end. Hello sis, how are you? I don't understand why you don't show up on it, because you're not in any of the block lists or anything like that. It's really, really confusing. I really don't understand why you can't get in the room. Sis Christine was having that trouble at one point as well, which was really weird, and now she can get in. It's random. It's random. So, apart from the usual and the normal bits that we're going to be using and stuff, like I said, I've got different bath bombs. Now, I was gifted a gift set from my godmum, I think it was like 2 years ago, and it had all these different bath bombs in it, in different smells and stuff like that. So, they're all very natural smelling products. So I've attempted to go for 3 completely different sort of smell themes. I'm going for a more citrus and nature smelling one, and then going over to a more placid ocean and lily smelling sort of tendency, and then more of like a grape and lavender and stuff like that. I'm really mixing up the smells. So for one, I'm going to be using lemon and some citrus and some rose. That's the citrus one. Then for the more placid one and the more outside ocean sort of smelling, we've got the coconut, we've got the ocean, and we've got lily. I'm putting coconut into it because it's going to give that more sweet smell as well. And then more of a like a wild nature and fruit sort of fragrance. I'm using lavender, grapefruit and grape. Okay, so we're going to see how this really goes together. So we're going to be doing each one individually. Lay down, please. If you hear my dog moaning, it's just in one of his moods. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Thank you. So I'm going to be using my tongs to pick the bits out and stuff like that, because I really don't like to touch the stuff that I'm making if I can help it, okay, because it's just really important. The pots and stuff is fine. So after, obviously, like I said, as I'm going to go along, I am going to write down what I've done, and I will put that into my shadow book when I can find it. My shadow book has a tendency for disappearing sometimes, and I believe that when they're doing that, it's actually empowering itself, and it's getting itself ready for more things, which it obviously is doing, because I'm now starting to attempt to do bath salts and things. So it's really, really good. And these will be really good because obviously different materials are really good for different things. Like lemon's really good for like health and stuff, and then you've got your lily, that's good for health, that's also good for positivity. You've got coconut, that gives you, that's a really good skin remedy that you can use as well. Ocean is more the nature side, so it brings in all the nature elements, which really empowers you and makes you stronger and things like that. So no, it's going to be really interesting, and I don't know what it was, but something just popped in my head, and it was like they were telling me, like, make bath salts. I've been going through a really tough time, and I really do like having baths, and I really do like having really nice smelly things. I really like to smell nice. I really like to have really nice things around me. And as I said, I've not got the money to go to Freya at the moment because it's a bit difficult with money situations and that in a minute. So I'm a witch. And I know that things like rose petals and witch hazel and stuff are safe to put into water, into remedies and stuff. So I'm going to do that. It's going in the bath. Obviously, you don't consume it, guys, and try and eat it or anything. But it is really good just to, if you've had a really long day and you want to wind down and you want to relax in a bath. It's really nice to just be laying in a nice hot bubble bath with different salts for different things in it, and all of these elements really help with everyday matters like mental health and anxiety. If you're not feeling well, if you're needing a bit of uplifting because you're feeling a bit tired, if you're having trouble to go to sleep, like all of these sort of elements are really good. And if you've got something really nice in your bath that makes you feel really good, which means it's going to make the rest of your day feel really good. So we are attempting this together, guys, and hopefully this might give some of you a little boost up to maybe try doing it for yourself. You don't have to go out and buy this stuff. If you've got salts and different things that you buy, you can combine that and make really beautiful things. But always make sure you do your research, guys, on the herbs and stuff. I will say that, because, you know, it's important. And don't consume it, whatever you do. So as I go along, I will be writing down what I'm doing, and then at the end I will name tag my pots with the ingredients, and I'll give it a name. I'm going to name them, so maybe we could come up with some names for them as well, because we've got a citrus one, we've got a more ocean and nature sort of element one, and then we've got a fruit one, okay, a fruit and nature one. So they're all nature based, but they've got other elements in them as well. We do have sadly 3 left here: rosemary, chamomile and green tea, but maybe on another occasion we could try and do that. Yeah, ocean. See, I've had ocean in something else, and it's a very beautiful smell, and it's very earthy, really outside smelling. Like, it's beautiful. I love the sea and the air that it gives you, and it's just really nice. It does make you feel really nice. So we'll get into this. So I've obviously got my grinding dish that I use. I have washed this out because obviously it's used for many different things to do with my witchcraft. This is still witchy stuff, guys. I am still putting my intentions for having positive influences in it, so that when I'm having a bath it brings over really good energy. So we're going to be using the cleaned out pot. Obviously it's a bit stained from all of the work I've done, but it is clean. I've done the same with the tools. I clean them because obviously we've done spell work. I've got a little incense, a little ball of bath bomb that I'm going to be using as well. That's really, really nice. Right, so I've got a hammer, because we like to smash things up in a good way. In a good way. When we want to make really pretty things, you've got to have a hammer. So if you please excuse the smashing about, okay? Right. It is working, which is good. So we're just starting off with one at the moment. So, back into there for a minute. So very gently putting that into the pot. You can't help but you touch to get the salts and stuff in, but there you go. So we have a little bit of the bath salt. Then I just want to take a very slight sprinkle to give a nice little colour into it. Just got a nice little blue turquoisey colour in there. Don't know if you can see it, guys. Oh, don't want to tip it out though. So we've got that. Then we're wanting to put some Epsom salt. A good amount. Because you want to be grinding that up first, guys, before you put any of the herbs or anything in as well. So that's really good. We want a little sprinkle of this. And just a little sprinkle of the blue. So it looks something like that, guys. Oh, tipping some of it out. So then you get your grinder and you really grind it down. Don't worry if anything falls out, you can just put it back in. And the really good thing about it is it doesn't have to be really ground down, because it's going to go in the bath, which means it's going to dissolve and it's going to melt. But it's always good to just mix it in a little bit. You can pick any leftover bits up. It's more the herbs and stuff that I don't like to touch. Everything else is alright. Obviously this is for myself, so it don't really matter. But if I was going to be doing it for somebody else, I would use the tongs, because... And I wouldn't be doing it on my bed, but... I thought, oh well, you know, I'm sitting here, I'm not doing anything, so let's do something interesting. This already smells really pretty with the different salts in it. So you've got the salts in. So next you want to add in the smells. So it's all mixed in. It's got a really nice little light blue colour to it, but obviously with the different salts and stuff like that, they're going to be different colours. So we'll start off by putting the lemon in. I'm going to do is just cut a little slight hole, because I don't really want to open it right up, just enough so that the salt can come out. Do what it's got to do. So this one's got some really beautiful colour into it. So it's got like yellow, pink, these can be pretty hard to open, and do mind your fingers when you're doing it. And what I like about these is they come back in a pot, okay, in a bit of paper, so they're not going to fall out everywhere and I'm going to lose all my salt and everything. So that is the lemon that we've got there. Really beautiful colour. Like I said, it's got pinks, yellows, then we're going to go for the citrus one. Now the citrus is a green and a pink, really beautiful colouring. I am doing a video, like a pre-recorded video as well, guys. So if you're seeing that, you can't really see it on the StreamYard. I am going to be putting that video up later, so you will be able to watch it and be able to see the colouring. So now we're putting in the citrus. Don't matter how much you put of it in there either, guys, it's really up to you. You depends on how much you really like to smell nice and whatever. Me, I love to smell really nice, so I will put loads in for that reason. So now we've got the citrus one in there. Now I'll try and get it back into its pot. Yeah. You don't want to waste any. I've just dropped a little bit over my bed, but there we go. So that's the citrus and the lemon done. So now we're going to do a little bit of rose. I love rose. Rose is one of my favourite flowers and it's absolutely beautiful smelling. So this will go really well with the citrus smell, I think. This one is a really beautiful yellow, greeny sort of colour with pink. Really beautiful. No, it's not a wood. It's a wooden one, and I know like which area to cut it, bang it in. You can't get bath bombs. You can still put it over your sis. I still use my bath salts and stuff when I'm having a shower, because I've got a shower and a bath all in like together. So I use my salts no matter what. It don't matter if I'm bathing or I'm showering, I'll use them. And these are solid, so they don't really break very easily. And I'm not hitting them hard so that everything comes out. So like, okay, so we've got the bath salts. So now we've got the rose in there. Oh, it's beautiful smelling. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful smelling. So after you've done that, you should have a nice little, like I said, it doesn't matter how much you put in. It really is up to you guys. So I've got the ingredients here. So I get a little bit of paper, because obviously this bit's going to be tricky to get into the dish. So what I'll do is I'll do that. And I tip the salts onto here. And you tip that in with your salt. It just gives it a little bit of colour. Then I use my scissors and I just mix it in. And then I'll just use the grinder again, just to make sure it's all broken. Don't lick your fingers, whatever you do, or anything like that. Like, don't forget. It's not going to taste very nice. Right, so you've got like a little sort of a very pale multicoloured salt. You'll probably be able to see it better in the pot. So then what I want to do is just add a couple of rose petals like this. That's probably about 2 pinches. Right, so we've got 2 pinches of rose petals. It'll be about 2 pinches of which hazel and 2 pinches of yarrow, and then you've got a quarter of lemon bomb. You've got a quarter of citrus bomb, a quarter of rose, then I've got Epsom salt, and then the other salt, and then white salt, so 2 pinches, that's 1 and 2. One and 2. Don't really matter if you can't get the bits very small, guys, because with a lot of the bath salts that you get, they are quite, the bits that are in them are quite big. It's not cut really small down or anything like that, they're just there like that. Anything that might have a little bit of twig in it, yeah, break them down, but like your rose petals and bits like that, they don't have to be really small. And I think it brings out the smell a lot more when you do that. So we've got the rose petal and the witch's hazel and the yarrow. So you put that into the pot. Give it a little mix around. Then what I will do as well, just to give it that little bit of extra smell to it, I like to put some incense stick, and I just forgot to pick it up, so I knew I forgot something. So we've got a citrusy smell, haven't we? So if we put some musk, I'm going to put some musk into each one of them. So you just have a couple of little, okay, might have to break that down. So I'm just going to use the musk on all of them. So putting it out onto the book. It just gives that a little bit more of a smell to it. And then again mix it in, and then just very quickly, just Look at them. That's the only thing when you're doing this sort of stuff. You get messy. And you lose your head half the time as well because you can't remember where you've put everything. Where is the thing gone? Oh, there it is. Oh. So then just briefly just mix it all together. Got my hair everywhere. Down, down. Oh my god, it smells gorgeous. Oh, guys, that smells so nice. Oh. I really can't wait to use this in the bath. Seriously, I'm gonna have to send you some, sis, so you can. Right, so then you just put it into your pot, and you've got your bath salt. Should be able to. It's beautiful looking. Really, really pretty. I love it. You can see it a lot better on the phone version. So that's the first one, guys, and it smells